Hey guys, this is Rooks, and welcome once again to a new episode of the film scene. And today I have Mark with me. So, Mark, would you like to introduce yourself and tell them what you do?
Sure. My name is Mark Wasserman. I am an actor and an attorney. I've been practicing law since 1996, and I became an attorney specifically to make money to finance plays and films I was writing, as I've been acting since childhood. And that's really where my passion lies, is making movies and acting.
No, that's amazing. So, you said like you became an attorney for that. So, I have a question for you. So, considering like you had an unlimited budget for a film and there was like no restriction at all, what sort of a film would you make?
That's easy. That my baby of a film. It's a script that I started working on back in 1996 and have been reworking it ever since.
Mhm.
It's called Triple Latte, and it covers my experiences studying for the California bar exam at
Oh.
a coffee shop for 4 months. I used to go in at 6 a.m. and study amongst the crowd till 6 p.m. And then I
Oh.
walked across the street to a TGI Fridays and got drunk from 6 p.m. to midnight.
Oh, that's amazing. So that was like a routine for 4 months?
That's my routine for 4 months. And what happened was I ended up meeting, well, you imagine you go to a Starbucks coffee shop for four
Mhm.
months, 12
Yeah.
hours a day, you're going to see a lot of people, a lot of
Yeah.
characters, a lot of stuff that I was witness to. And after you take the bar exam, you have a good 4 months of waiting before you get the results. So I actually went back to the coffee shop and started writing about my experiences, which dive into a lot of different characters. And the name Triple Latte, that was my drink. I used to get a triple latte
Oh,
as I started studying. So
that's
that's
brilliant.
exactly what I would I've tried to get it off the ground a few times, but it hasn't happened. But that's what I would do if I had the budget and the
I would
time.
I would definitely like love to see it. It sounds very interesting because it's not just like from your personal experience, but it's also like from your observations. So
Yes,
when you observe what sort of people are around, so it makes the film, I think, more grounded to reality. So
absolutely.
yeah, so that is very much interesting, and I love the title Triple Latte. It just sounds so nice. It just has a
Thank
good
you.
sound to it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would love to see it. So yeah, is there any other films you have written and have filmed so far?
Yeah, actually, if you see some posters behind me,
Yeah.
uh, Commute and Falling Down, those are one's a comedy, Commute's a comedy, and Falling Down is a very heavy drama.
Nice.
And both of them are on Amazon. You can rent or buy
Oh,
them on
cool.
Amazon. The comedy Commute is about an attorney who is driving in traffic from Orange County to Los Angeles to get to his office. And if you know anything about LA traffic, it is one heck of a commute that trying to go 20 miles can take
Yeah.
almost 2 hours.
I've seen a
And
few videos, I guess.
yes, and the entirety of the film, about 85% of it is in the car, as the character, the commuter, is dealing with clients and traffic and just and observations about life and those types of things. So
Yeah.
that was a fun one to do. And Falling Down is a very heavy drama about a man who causes the death of his 4-year-old son,
Oh,
and then just over a 10-year period is just I gained 50 pounds for this particular role.
really?
Yeah, there's some very heavy, violent rape scenes and things like that. He's arguing with his wife about having another kid, and it's just a very, very heavy drama. So those are two of the films that I've personally done, and as I said, they
Oh.
live on Amazon.
Cool. So would definitely love to check. Like that will probably be my weekend watch. And I love the contrast between both the films and like as an actor as well, that must have been like a big challenge for you. And you said
Yes.
like you gained 50 pounds for one of the roles. So that's I think that's really brilliant. So like take me over that journey. I would love to know more.
Yeah, the my friend who was directing that film, Ford Austin, uh, told me we were going to shoot the ending first, or actually the middle of it
Oh,
first, where the character has gone through a physical transformation after 10 years of depression. So I had to gain all this weight, which a lot of pancakes,
oh,
and a lot of carbs and a lot of sugar and things I
but
wouldn't normally eat.
that's good.
And and then came the hard part. That was easy. Shoveling stuff
Gaining.
in your mouth and eating whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's easy. And then once we shot all that, he said, "Okay, you have 3 months to lose it
Oh,
because we got to go back and shoot the beginning of the movie where
right.
the character's in shape so this was back in oh God 2008 I think
A long time ago.
or yeah about around 2008 and didn't know what I was going to do. I had 3 months to get in shape and work out. And if you ever heard of something called P90X,
I'm not
and
sure.
it was a program by a company called Beachbody,
Mhm.
Tony Horton, and they had just come out with it, and their slogan was "Get ripped in 90 days." And
Oh,
so I bought into that program, did the 90-day workout, and got ripped, and was
oh,
in very, very good shape
that's
to shoot the
fantastic.
beginning of the film. So that was a fun journey. And I've done
Yeah.
several projects over the years where I've had to gain and lose weight.
Okay. So you have been like up and down the roller coaster. No,
Yes.
that's really good. So have you yourself directed any projects?
Yes, actually, Commute I directed. I
Mm.
also did a play called Terminal, which was based on my experiences having meningitis when I was 18. I almost died from meningitis.
Oh my God.
And I wrote a whole screenplay about, things that I wanted to do before I died,
Oh my God.
and fortunately I didn't die. Right? I made
Yeah,
it, made
that's
it
good. You're
through.
here with us.
And wrote about those experiences. And then we turned that into a movie that I co-directed with my friend as well.
That's good. So, it seems like a lot of your works, the ones you've written, are drawn from your personal experiences. I think that's
Everything.
like, yeah, that's brilliant because it adds like a very personal touch, and it's like you care about it more, because it's
Yeah.
drawn from your own life. So, yeah. So, did you find it like hard to like actually put something that you actually like did in real life onto screen, or was it like easier compared to like say fiction work?
Um, I would say it was a little easier because I'm drawing from my own experiences,
Hmm.
and whenever I play any kind of part or role, if there's your own experiences to draw off of, it can make it much more authentic and real.
Yeah, no. That's fantastic. So have you learned like anything by observing real people? Anything interesting for filmmakers, I guess?
Yeah, no, I people watch. I like to go sit somewhere where there's a lot of people and just watch mannerisms, even the way a couple of my characters, the way they walk. I've taken that from people. I sometimes when I'm trying to figure out how a character is going to move and walk, it's such a nuanced thing because everybody has their own way that they walk or move,
Yeah.
based on their own life experiences. And I would go out and I would get behind somebody and kind of mimic the way that they're walking, and some people
Yeah.
have heavier feet, they move a little different, they might limp, and that kind of can morph into how any one particular character is going to move.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Like, I love that you're like drawing so much from real people, like helps keep the characters realistic, like I say.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a good training, I guess. Like, you're more in touch with reality and that helps the audience connect more with your characters. I think I've heard a few actors do something like that, like actually experience that stuff, do
Yeah.
that stuff. So that's really good. So you have done like quite a few like of acting, directing, and writing. So, which one is your favorite? Like, if you had,
Acting. acting,
Acting,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
hands down. That's
hands down.
that's
Yeah.
is my absolute favorite thing to do is the acting.
Yeah, so which is like your most like I think memorable role or the one like you cherish throughout your acting career? Like you like
It's one I just recently did. I shot it about 2.5 years ago, a short film called Herbie about a homeless vet, and I had to grow out a beard, and I
oh,
transform myself whenever I play any kind of character, and it was a homeless vet who was really down on his luck, about to finds himself living in a dumpster and is at the end of the rope, and he comes across a cannabis plant
oh,
that is broken down, and he himself has PTSD and all sorts of issues, and they give these vets all these pills, and it wasn't helping him, and he nurtures this cannabis plant back to life and grows it, and is able to then use the cannabis to help himself. And
oh,
it's kind of a friendship love story between this man and the plant.
oh, that's
And
interesting.
it's been making the rounds on the film festival circuits for the last year. We've won some awards here and there.
Great, congrats.
Just did a special screening in Oklahoma. We
Ah,
shot it in Oklahoma, and we did a special screening to raise money for homeless vets.
that's
So
amazing.
that most recently has been very close to me.
No, that's so good. So like yeah, from all your experiences, it seems like you're always like switching yourself, like grooming yourself based on the character. So
Yeah.
is it like really hard to like get back to yourself? You know, like I've heard a lot of actors who are like transforming. Sometimes they find it hard to like get back to their own self. So has it ever happened?
Yeah, well, once the project's over, it's over. Maybe when I'm doing it and going through it, I know my wife and kids can't stand it sometimes. When I was playing this homeless guy, and I did the physical transformation. I
Mm,
look nothing like this when I get into those characters,
yeah.
and while the preparation is going, it can be a little dicey
Yeah.
sometimes. Just being close to the character and understanding it. But once it's over, you shed the skin and on to the next.
Yeah, that's what like actors' life is all about, isn't it? Just like
Sure is.
swapping characters and yeah, becoming. Yeah, no, so that's like yeah, that's pretty interesting. Um, so tell me more about your experience as a director. Have you like just directed other actors or have you ever directed yourself as well?
Well, both. I've directed myself,
Mhm.
of course, directed other actors in a variety of different things, and I've done that a few times with my own projects.
Mhm.
But I do favor just doing the acting
Mhm.
versus doing them both together. There's a lot, especially when
Yeah,
you're directing yourself. It can be um, it can be a bit difficult because as an actor, you don't want to watch yourself, right? You don't
exactly.
want to be in your own head. But when you're
Yeah.
directing it, also, you kind of have to do a little bit of that, and you can watch the dailies afterwards and everything. But when you're in the moment, you don't want to be thinking as a director watching yourself, which that's kind of a balancing act to take care of.
Yeah, so have you like ever felt any trouble like watching yourself on the screen after like the film is made or like while watching some takes and shots?
Yeah, I mean, it's there. Usually, I will not particularly like some of the choices I made,
Mm,
and you go in kind of hindsight. Oh man, maybe I could have done that a little
yeah,
different. And I try not to do that because it's over. It's up there, it's done,
exactly.
and you're watching it. But I can't help it. I can't help but think, what if I would have made, what if I would have made a left instead of a right when
Mm,
I did that? Who knows? But
yeah.
for the most part, I can sit and watch.
That's good. Yeah, no, because I had this experience like the first time I made a short film, I was also directing it, and afterwards it was very tough for me to like actually watch myself, and I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, Yeah, I was like, yeah, but then some of my friends and crew were like, it's okay, you can do it. Like, I was actually gonna scrape it. Like, I'm like, but
Right.
no, my parents were like, yeah, it's fine. So yeah, so I get that. Like, it might be hard. Like, you're like, oh, what are you doing? You're overthinking. But yeah, so do you have like any advice for people who are aspiring to be actor directors?
Act, direct, just do it. Just,
Do it.
these days, I mean, I'm an old guy, I mean, these days you could pick up your phone and make a movie. You really,
Yeah.
you can shoot it right there, and it just takes a lot of creativity and innovation and not being afraid to just put yourself out there. If you have an idea, a concept, just do it. I mean, you can do a lot with very little money these days also.
True.
I don't even want to get into AI, which I don't particularly care for as far
Okay.
as movie making goes.
Yeah.
Uh, but there's so many tools that are available that, especially a short film, you could go out and make a
Yeah.
short film right now. You have an idea,
Just
go,
go.
put it in your computer, put on your phone, start filming, and just do it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's great advice because sometimes people tend to overthink and overwork everything and then they end up with nothing. But just do it. Like I think that's really brilliant. And yeah, thank you so much. So it was really nice sharing your experiences and discussing your thoughts. But before I let you go, I'm gonna play a small game with you like I do with
Okay.
all my guests. So what I'm gonna do is I have something interesting here for you. So I'm gonna give you a genre, then a location, and then a prop that probably fits the scene a little bit. Like depends, but I'll give you
Okay.
all three, and then you just pitch a small short film idea. I think shouldn't be too hard for you
Okay.
considering your experience. So here you go. So your genre is crime, your location is rooftop, and your prop is a broken phone.
A broken phone?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a man who was robbed, and he believes he was robbed by his brother,
Mm.
and he believes his brother is also mentally imbalanced and
Mhm.
is worried that his brother's going to kill himself.
Ah.
And as kids, they used to hang out on this one rooftop and tell ghost stories to each other, play hide and seek, and it was a little refuge for them to go to get away from their abusive parents who always fought and abused them. And so he figured his brother might be up on this rooftop.
Ah.
And he goes up to the rooftop, finds his brother there, who's looking like he's going to jump off.
Oh.
And he wants to stop his brother, reaches for his phone, and he's trying to call the cops, but his phone is broken. And he
Ah.
can't use it to call the cops. So he wants to call an ambulance. He wants to call somebody for help. He can't do it. So he literally starts shouting from the rooftop for help. But unfortunately, his brother jumps,
Oh.
crash lands, and becomes a paraplegic. And then they have to figure out how they're going to get through the rest of their lives.
That's That's an interesting story. You're brilliant. Like you just came up with that. I mean, I would love to see it actually turn into reality. So maybe put a pin on that. Maybe one
Maybe.
day. Yeah, no, I love your talent. Like it's brilliant. You came up with
Thank you.
all of that on the spot. But yeah, well, thank you so much. It was really fun talking to you, and I absolutely loved your idea for the short film. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, ta-da!
Thank you.